Kumiko. I forgot something, but I'm making a video now. What do you think about what's happening to Yuriko-chan? Kawai so janai?
Yeah, it's kawai so, because you are the one who is selling.
Don't say it like that. Pretty looking bike though. So here's the deal. I bought this bike in, I want to say it's June, and I bought it brand new. The very first bike that I ever bought brand new, first vehicle I ever bought very brand new. There's the GTI. And I bought it because it was a cheap bike. You know, like it was like basically the cheapest dual sport that there was. And you know, everybody said, oh, it's not powerful, and it's not, it's kind of heavy, and the suspension is weak, and I was like, ah, no, that's alright, it's alright, it's alright. I'll take care of it, like, I'll deal with it, but, excuse me, I got a cold. Eventually, like, I started riding off-road more. I went on some, like, trail rides, and this bike was perfect for that. But I started doing more, like, less, I mean, I wouldn't call it motocross, but I started jumping the bike, and just, I wanted to just do crazier and crazier things, and the more I did that, I realized that the bike wasn't what I thought it was, or I guess I should say it matched me less and less. So, I've ridden this bike nearly 8,000 kilometers in a year. No, oh, sorry, 8,000 kilometers since June. So that's like 5,000 miles for you Yanks out there. And it's the problem with this bike. Okay, so like with the CBR, right? Like with my CBR, like he's checking out Bay. CBR, I put a shit ton of kilometers on that. And the more I ride it, the more the value goes down. And I don't really care because I love the bike. I'm gonna ride that bike until there's like catastrophic failure, or until I wreck it. Probably until I wreck it. And that's cool. But this bike, I became less and less satisfied with it. And it's at that point now where it's like the miles are still reasonable, but it's still a brand new bike. It's only 5 months old. But the miles are scary. The miles are reasonable right now. So if I ride another 8,000 kilometers, which that might not sound like a lot to you, but over here people don't ride their bikes very much. So the used market is full of like new bikes basically. So if I by the way, I'm washing this thing up because it's gonna literally, as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna drop it off at the shop and it's gonna get inspected. This mud here is from me yesterday, guarantee you, because I washed it yesterday too. This is the mud from the yesterday when I washed it. I'm just gonna do a quick wiper down. But what's I gonna say? The miles are still reasonable, so there's still a market for the bike. The value's dropped. There's no doubt about that. But I can still find a buyer for this bike, and I can still recoup most of the money. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a bike. I'm gonna sell this, and I'm gonna buy a bike that I would feel more comfortable riding it until it dies. Look at this stuff. This stuff looks like jizz. Jizz is supposed to look like that, right? That's what mine looks like. Just saying. I'm gonna sell this bike, and I'm gonna buy used WR250R, which, if I had just bought that from the get-go, I would have saved about $1,000. But live and learn. But I feel terrible about this. I feel terrible about it because this bike, I feel like, I don't know, like I I put personalities and stuff on my bike. This is Yuriko. She's my, you know, like the CBR is more like my mistress. The CBR is more like my mistress, and my dual sport is more like my wife. You know, like just like the day in, day out, naggy. You know, like come rain, come shine. This is I'm stuck with this bike. So, and I'm this bike's first owner, and I feel like I'm just the douche that just takes the bike and throws her out. Like as soon as the next hot piece of tail comes by, I'm gonna throw her to the side of the street. It's not easy for me to sell this bike, and I honestly feel really guilty about it. But I want to be really satisfied with my purchase. We went on a ton of adventures. Spent a lot more time off-road than I thought I was going to. Which is cool, because this bike introduced me to basically a whole other lifestyle of, you know, introduced me to a whole different part of bike life. It looks like somebody just jizzed in the... Okay, enough jizz talk. Yeah, I'm excited about the WR, but it's a sad day. I'm glad I didn't wreck this bike, you know, because a lot of times that's how your relationship with your bike ends, is when you wreck it. But it's almost worse that I'm like choosing. I don't know. I honestly, am I weird here that I feel like a terrible person for selling this bike? It did nothing but treat me good. Yeah, she was a little chubby. Yeah, she wasn't as athletic as I would have hoped that she would be. But just didn't cut the mustard for what just not satisfied. It's not you, it's me. Definitely that's like how this relationship is ending. The reason why this is happening probably is because I cheated on her a bunch of times. Started riding off-road, and this guy I've been riding with has got a ton of bikes, and he has let me ride all of them. You know, that he's got a CRF250R that is just insane. You know, and the people ride, and I ride a bunch of bikes. And then I test rode a WR250R when I was trail riding with Yuriko. Whoa, this is much... Oh, I should have bought the WR! Oh, this is nice.
Definitely, it's a night and day difference. I don't know if he's got different sprockets on this or what, but oh my god, this bike. I mean, I bought the CRF because I wanted to commute, I wanted to go off-road, and I wanted to have a bike that I wouldn't mind giving to some customers, and I know how customers treat rental bikes. But good god, this bike. It's great. Oh, it's so tight too. Oh, I like it. Oh, it's fantastic. It feels very well put together. Zenzen 違うですね。これは強い。これは結構弱いやな。これ書いてよかった。
And it was just apparent that, I mean, I didn't test ride this bike before I bought it, and I really should have bought. I didn't know anybody who had this bike, but I don't know. This poor bike. This does not deserve to be sold 5 months after this. So the bar is still bent from when we crashed. I'm gonna replace that today and take off the 13-tooth sprocket and take off these guards. And the guards are gonna make it on the new WR, and the fat bar that I ordered originally for this bike is gonna go on the WR. I honestly, I can't help but feel like a real relationship is ending right now. Feels bad, man. we'll see. And by the way, like, I think my heart wants the WR. I'm gonna dry this off at the shop. But you know, I haven't had to live day in, day out with it either, so I hope that I don't regret doing what I'm doing, because it's gonna cost me about $2,000 to upgrade. And then hopefully it's what I want.
If the bike was lighter, we could have made it work out, but I just kept thinking, like, I want to make this thing perform better, and no matter what I throw at it, it's still going to be heavier than the rest. So I feel like the WR is a better platform to actually put some money into, because this one I feel like it's kind of just like putting lipstick on a pig. Sorry, Yuriko. If this is the last time.
Thank you for everything, Yuriko.